Hi everyone, it's Trisha the Knitting Lady. I know you haven't seen me in a while. I'm usually on a trip going somewhere. But I decided to make a video. I have a topic I'm going to talk about. But first I'm going to show you this washcloth I'm making. No, that's not the right side. This is the right side. Any of you who follow Judy Witch Peaks Crafts, she has every, the 15th and the 1st, she has a different album or music she, not sponsors, but is her topic, and you make something related to that. Well, for September 15th, it was, or it is, Clockwork Orange. So, I've been making like squares or washcloths from my perpetual calendar. I have one for knitting and one for crocheting. So I did one for Malcolm McDowell, who was the star of that movie. I don't have it now to show you, but if you go on her site, you'll see people who post on her Facebook site the different things they made. But this is this is actually December 26th, that design. So I'm making washcloths. I'm doing a craft show on November 12th, I believe it is. It's Saturday. So I'm trying to think of little things to make. But let me show you my corner-to-corner blanket. It's knitted dough. And I've been doing different colors for the different albums. And I finished it. It's going to be huge, this blanket. In fact, I'm on a decrease now. You know, you make it to a certain point and then you start decreasing. So these are all the colors and everything. But this is my 3 colors for October 15th. The orange for Clockwork Orange. The black and gray for, it's a very dark movie. And this is off-white because the gang of which Malcolm McDowell's character is in, they wear these white outfits. It almost reminds me of from Star Wars, the oh dear, what the bad guys? I can't think. But anyway, maybe George Lucas got the idea from that. The stormtroopers, that's it, stormtroopers. Anyway. But you never know. These people borrow off each other like we do. So, I was looking at this, you know, I look at different things online, and there was a topic of collectibles that are not worth it, and it brought back memories. Because I can't believe it's been 20 years ago that I'd sold my house and moved to an apartment. My one house. I had a house after that, but that's a little, you know, another story. But I was still in New Jersey, and I sold my one house, and I moved to an apartment, and I was selling things. And I used to do that for extra money anyway, because I knew a wholesaler, and then I'd sell, you know, buy it wholesale and sell it and do the markets. Markets were bigger back then. And unfortunately, they stuck me next to a person who was selling Beanie Babies. And Beanie Babies were a real big thing back then. I never cared for them, personally. I thought to myself, I don't know why people think these are going to be worth anything. They're just bean bags, really. Well, I can remember this one lady bought this Beanie Baby from the vendor next to me. She paid $200 for this, I think it was the Princess Beanie Baby. One of the ladies I worked with used to buy 2 of everything. You know, one for her granddaughter and one for, you know, to save it. She thought they were going to be worth money. Well, you know what happened to Beanie Babies. So there's a collectible that's not worth it. Norman Rockwell collector plates. I don't know. I don't collect things, so I wouldn't go around buying this stuff. I don't know where people get the money. What am I doing wrong? I never seem to have all this extra money to buy this stuff. Except I buy yarn, that's true. But I haven't bought yarn in a while. In my whole wall of yarn. But Norman Rockwell collector plates. And who has the room to put all this stuff up? I never seemed to have the room, even when I had a house. I didn't want a whole bunch of stuff around. That was from my mother. My mother never did that either. She had a few things, but not much. She said they were dust collectors. I appreciate that because I'm the one who usually had a dust. So Norman Rockwell collector plates. Pens, P-E-Z, you know, Pez dispensers. I always thought they were cute, but I wasn't going to collect them. Pandora charms. Now, I never had a charm bracelet. And I'll tell you why I never had a charm bracelet, because I'm a klutz. And even if I wear a simple bracelet, I get it caught on things. So I didn't want to spend all that money for something that I was going to ruin. They're pretty to look at. Stamps, well, some stamps are worth something. I never got into it. Pogs, I don't know what pogs are. Antique silverware. I never got into that either. To me, that was another thing you had to clean and take care of. I'm terrible, aren't I? It's pretty to look at. Nobody wants it. My son doesn't want any of that stuff. You know, even women I know now who have had daughters, they don't want that. I didn't want that either. My grandmother didn't collect that, neither did my mother. Porcelain dolls. Well, I did have a little porcelain doll, and unfortunately, I dropped it. See, I'm a klutz. They're pretty, though. Model train sets. Well, I worked for the railroad, and it's funny, a lot of the trainmen and conductors and engineers, that was their hobby. And they used to have a big exhibit at Christmas time with the model train sets. That I could understand. But Barbie dolls. Well, I don't collect things. I don't know where to put them. Sometimes I wish I had a couple Barbie dolls, though. Precious Moments, I never got into. Cabbage Patch Kids. Remember the big craze with that? I had a friend who worked for Macy's at the time, and she could get them for a discount, and people were always asking her, can you get me a Cabbage Patch doll? Can you get me a Cabbage Patch doll? I used to watch her son after school, and she said, well, do you want me to get you one? I said, no. I didn't like them. I thought they were ugly, but... baseball cards. Well, at one time, you could make some money off baseball cards. I know my son did. He bought and sold some and was able to pay. He was able to pay some of his college tuition, but that's 20 years ago too. Franklin Mint Collectibles. I never got into collectibles. Hummel figurines. I used to think Hummels are adorable, though, but the cost of them, now they're not worth anything. It's kind of a shame, in a way. Film, cameras, well, you know, unless you're into buying, you know, collecting antique cameras. VHS and DVD collections. Well, what are you going to play them on, really? Sometimes I still wish I had some of mine. There was one series I had, Captain and Kings, that I wish I still had, and I wish I had something to play it on. Hot Wheels. My son had Hot Wheels. We sold them all, though. Autographed sports memorabilia. Now, that was a big thing back then, too, and some people still, but it's not as big as it used to be. Salt and pepper shakers. Like I said, I never had the room. You know, I like to look at them when I go into museums. I like to look at the collections, and once in a while I'll say, I see some salt and pepper shakers. I go, oh, they're cute. Maybe I should buy one or buy a set. And I'm saying, you have salt and pepper shakers. How many do you need? Thomas Kincaid Collectibles. Now, you're going to think I'm awful. I never liked his paintings. And I remember in Bern, I don't even know if the store's still there. They sold a lot of his paintings. Bern, North Carolina, B-E-R-N. But I never liked his paintings. And I don't like the mass. He used to mass produce his stuff. You know, you'd find him everywhere. I just didn't care for them. I don't like a lot of busy in a painting. But I never cared for his painting, you know, and I don't trust anything that's like the big thing. Oh, we have a Thomas Kincaid. I went to, they have this big flea market. I didn't go this year, but the weekend is dedicated to this flea market. You go to different places. I went last year. It was all along A1A. And I went down to, oh dear, is it Palm Coast or below that? And I went into this one place, and they had some nice things that people were selling, a little overpriced though. But I remember the guy at the door saying, "We have some Thomas Kincaid." And I said to him, "I hate to tell you this, I never liked him." That's very nice. Somebody else can buy it, not me. Yeah, that's about it. But remember all the different collectible stuff? Now it's really not worth anything. Because who am I going to leave them to? I have enough yarn. I can imagine if something happened to me tomorrow, what my son would do with the yarn. He would just shake his head. You know, it's like, what do I do with this now? But I guess he would give it away. But I just thought that was a cute topic. Do any of you out there collect anything? I don't really. I'll collect a couple dragon figurines, but that's about it. That's because I was born under a sign of a dragon. I used to collect elephants. I had a few elephant figurines. I think I gave them away. It's like I went through a phase and... Okay, that's enough. But that's about it. I hope everybody's doing all right. Work's driving me crazy. I'm really starting to wonder. I do this every year. Someone's going to say, you say this all the time. My son's sick of hearing about it. But I made a decision in work. I told him I am not going to do returns anymore. And I didn't threaten them, but I just put my foot down and said, I'm going to finish up what I have now, but I'm not going to do them anymore. I mean, I'll answer questions. People call up and ask questions. I'll do that. But I just can't deal with the stress anymore because I lose sleep. And they're not easy returns, especially now that everybody's investing in this cryptocurrency. It's like, I still don't understand what it is. I really don't. I have a gentleman, I'm doing his taxes. He has his businesses with the crypto, and he invested in computers to run it. I'm not even sure. Those computers cost like $9,000 each. I hope he makes money off it. I think it's all in La La Land, but I'm not going to say that to him. I guess my mind doesn't think in that way, you know. It's like, it's out there. Just like I don't understand psychology. That's like, I don't understand. If it's not black and white, sometimes I don't get it, you know. So I hope everybody's doing fine. I hope this wasn't too long of a video. I hope it made you laugh. So if you liked it, hit the like button, share, subscribe, whatever. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.